YouTube. I'm about to make Mama Shep some food because she's feeling down today. Well, she's been feeling down for the last couple of days, so I'm gonna make her this soup. This is some of my ingredients here. That's yuca, potatoes, so it's like potato, some ginger. Of course, you can see the big celery. We're gonna use wings because I want wings. I like wings. She does too. As well as red pepper, green pepper, garlic, fresh carrot, scallions, I think cilantro. This is another kind of cilantro. This like Dominican Republic cilantro. And then I was supposed to put bean sprouts, but I ended up getting string beans instead, so I'm gonna cut the ends off of these and just chuck them in the pot. And we're gonna use some of this, some chicken broth. We're gonna use 2 of these. And I'm just gonna flavor it up how I do. And I'm using Wing Selects. This is a Walmart brand. So we use it, so it's like wings and the flat. And I'm just gonna wash them and chuck them into this pot. So if I was frying these, I would definitely make sure that they are dry, but I'm not. And we're just gonna start adding seasonings. Of course, I'd like to have sazon, sazon. Actually, sazon I think is Spanish, it's not French, but it just sounds like the right thing to say because it rhymes. Okay, that's that. We don't need that much. Of course, we're gonna put one of these in there. We're gonna put one and a half of them. Okay, so a little bit of this, just a little bit, just to coat the top, you know. Light, that's it. Because I want flavor, I don't want salt. Too much salt. This just like this. This is itself, is these right here. So I'm gonna use 1 and a half. So yeah, she hurt. I'm making this soup so it could make her feel better, hopefully. Yep, if it don't do one thing, it's sure gonna give her a TKO. So yeah, this is one of these cubes here. So that's the half. So you see, it's about half. Everything is eyeballed here. Like, nothing is professional. And the best meals come from the ones that are unprofessional. So you get Gordon Ramsay in your business, he start telling you all the things wrong instead of just eating a good meal. Like, I don't understand somebody like that, but he knows his thing, and you know. When you know what you know, you want to teach everybody the best way possible. So I guess that's what he's after. Gordon Ramsay, shout out. But even still, you know, when it comes to something like a home-cooked meal by your loved ones, there's no measurement. The measurement is the love and the flavor. So I'm gonna do this celery. Well, that far as the dry seasonings go, like I black pepper it. Some black pepper in it. Just a little black pepper, a little bit. That's it. Like a couple of half turns. And then we get to the celery. Like I said, these pieces of celery or whatever, the stuff that I'm using, do it over the sink, it's gonna be eyeballed, and it's enough size to fit in a spoon. So I'm gonna rip off a few pieces, maybe 3. Can't go half, so 3 should be good. 3 of this nice long celery. So you gotta wash the bottoms because it'd be a little dirt in it. So that's that. Just put this away. Okay, so the surfaces over here are all clean. So we clean them every morning after we use it. So if somebody has a thought about the surface area is always clean up here. because this is our cooking area and prepping area at the same time, so it's very clean. We clean it with vinegar, a little bit of dish soap, and lemon, and that like kind of disinfects it where we can chop up our food and it leaves a taste. So after I get finished cutting everything up, I will wipe it down again. And that's that. Let's get this ginger shaved up, and I'm gonna use this big piece because we like it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cut it in half. Cut it in half. And we're gonna use this piece right here just to give it that kick. And ginger is strong, so we don't need that much, but we like it. And I want this to have like an Asian taste to it, so. Ginger, a little bit of ginger. So, get my potato peeler and peel my ginger. Peel me some ginger.
Yeah, I know how no more batteries.
What?
Look, I found this.
Yeah, that Mario Kart take a lot of battery. It take like 10 batteries to make that thing work. You're gonna have to open it up and put a rechargeable battery in it.
Yeah, it's in there, battery. You're not even moving either.
What?
You're not even moving either.
English. What you say?
Nothing moves anywhere.
Girl, I don't know what you said. I don't know what you said. I don't know what you said. Damn, I keep dropping it. They act like it don't want to be cut. You're gonna get in my soup. Look at that. After all that peeling, this is all I got. So I'm gonna do one, bam, bam, that's it. I don't even know how much that is. But if it gets too intense, we just take it out, and so on and so forth. Let's go on to the next one. Who's next? Green pepper. Green pepper's next. We got nice hearty green pepper. Nice and green, and it's really hard, firm. There's no soft spots on it, so it's crispy. It's a crispy green pepper. So we're gonna do about half of this without the seeds. So here's me yanking the seeds out. Let's try to. So yeah, there's me yanking the seeds out. And then I'm gonna wash the rest off. The other one that we had, see, our refrigerator does some special stuff. So I could throw it in here just like this in my refrigerator and switch the lever over, and it'll keep it just fresh for up to, it said 7 to 10 days. It's more like 7 to 8 days. After the 8th day, they start getting soft. But I switch it over to vegetables, and it'll just keep it nice and fresh. So I switch the little switch over to vegetable, and it'll keep it fresh. It's got its own ventilating system inside the drawers. I don't know, that refrigerator is super high tech. Only thing missing from the refrigerator was the screen. And she was like, she didn't want me to buy the screen because it's too much for where we are right now. And when we move into our own place, we can call our own. Oh snap, I'm cutting this up in here. When we move into our own place, we can get a bigger, better refrigerator. So the next refrigerator we get is going to be bigger than that and more high tech. So that's my plan. Sorry about the water. I will turn it off. So we're just gonna use one portion of here, like a quarter of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. We're gonna use this piece right here, that quadrant. Some reds going in there. Like I said, I'm no super chef. I'm just trying to get the flavor out of the vegetables in there. And whatever the vegetables got in it for us, that's what I'm trying to achieve here. And being that it's a soup, a hearty soup, y'all, they really don't love it. So you catch me, I say that about 4 or 5 times. So there's no special way to cut these up, just enough to fit in a spoon. Maybe a few pieces in a spoon. And my hands are mad clean, y'all, so. And this is the knife that sent me to the emergency room. This knife is no joke. But, you know, I don't want to put onions in it because I'm using scallion instead. So this garlic, and I'm peeling it. Usually you just bash it with a knife, but right now I need to pick out my pieces, so. Flat knife. It's good for this, so you just good for hatcheting, for smashing. I don't have no bones I need to chop up, so but it's good for smashing. So we got it nice and smashed up. Bam. Like I said, this is love, bro. If you make it from love, it don't matter how you cut it, as long as it tastes good. The soup is good for her. It's good for all of us. We just did a COVID shot, so I'm hoping that this soup will help us regenerate our energy so we could be able to fight off the vaccine and the flu and all that other stuff that's soon to come over the fall season. We did not get out to do bike riding and stuff because this turned out to be a working summer, and the kids are really disappointed that we went to Atlantic City and we really didn't get to do nothing with them except for like go to the beach. But you know, this was a working year, and I spoke to the kids are understanding too. They know virus shut things down, and we lived indoors for like a year, all up under each other. I'm so happy school is back. If you're happy school's back, type amen. Like my wife says, she uses these herbs, but she don't like to put them in until close to the end. For me, I like to cook them through and through. I want the oils out of it. You have some scissors. You can just take some scissors and just, you know, I mean, we got scissors, so I'm gonna take some scissors and just cut them up. This goes in the refrigerator, as I said before, in the temperature zone so that it could last 7 days. After 7 days, they start going bad unless you put it in some water. Put it in water, it'll last a little bit longer. So these are the last 4 components. We got this, we got a real carrot, got string beans, I'm gonna pop the sides, and then we got this stuff right here. Fresh Recaro. I I just seen her use it before, and I'm just kind of going off of memory. And that's another thing too. When cooking, like say for instance, God rest her, God bless her spirit, and let her move through, you know, her journey, spiritual journey, or whatever it is. Bless my grandma. She used to cook, and when she cooked, I would stand over and glance. I wouldn't be really in the pot. I'd be like glancing at what she's doing, and then so I know what she's using. I don't know exactly what she's using, but I know she used that, and I don't know how much. So then there comes the teaching. You know what I'm saying? Me teaching myself how to make it the way that I want it, even though she made it a certain way. You know, I'm coming up with my own style of cooking, and even watching my mother in the kitchen and my aunt Lisa watching these people in the kitchen. When they cook, oh, this smells so good. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. It has like a minty, whatever. Back to the story, like watching these women in the kitchen cook, like they cook a big Thanksgiving when we used to live in 2J. And we got into the Thanksgiving one time real bad. We ate up all the cheese, and we did a lot of stuff that we wasn't supposed to do. We got into the macaroni. We spread it all over the floor. Like, I don't know what we was thinking, but we did some dumb stuff back then. But they taught us how to cook. Well, taught me how to cook. And it's the same thing with like driving, right? I used to watch my Uncle Roy, God bless his soul, rest in peace. Uncle Roy, whenever he put me in the car with him, I used to watch from the middle seat. I always wanted to sit in the middle so I could watch him drive. And like, he told me one time, he said, "You want to learn to drive? I'll teach you how to drive." And I never got that chance to learn how to drive from Uncle Roy. I took what I learned from watching him do what he did and drive like Uncle Roy. But the women showed us how to cook, and we learned how to cook our own. We learned how to go about making our dishes like them, but in our own way. So I don't know if anybody on YouTube do that or if it's just me, but I definitely follow that kind of way. I hope that my kids want to learn someday, but they got Fortnite, so they got Fortnite. So as long as they got Fortnite, they not in the kitchen. And Nadira cooks sometimes. Matthew does sometimes too, like mostly breakfast. He don't cook night food. When he get old enough and get a little bit more patient, that's when I show him stuff like this, because he's really not into it right now. So yeah, I took out 4 pieces of, if that's how you say it, 4 pieces of this scallions. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna rinse them off really quick. Grab the scissors and just snip them down. Got no time for no knife. You just grab the scissors and make it easy. So I just rinse them off. And I'm gonna line the bottoms up and then start from the bottom and go up. I have to use the knife again because I need to cut this carrot, nice size carrot, nothing fancy. I was going to get a bigger one, but I was like, nah, I don't get no big carrot. What I'm going to do is half seize, so half. No, I'm not finished. I'm gonna be doing this for a minute. And so rock and chop. Yeah, I like these. We gonna make these kind of hearty pieces. going to use these potatoes because the potatoes are going to suck up some of the salt that I put in the meal. And hopefully we just get the flavor and the proper balance of salt. I just may add a little drizzle of sugar in there for sweetness, but like, now you know what, I'm not even gonna do that, not in this one. If I did, I'd add some paprika because paprika is pretty sweet. It's got a sweetness to it. But I wanted to keep that home earthy taste, so I'm just gonna leave it like it is. I won't put no sugar in it, but I definitely am gonna cut these up in little squares and put them in a cold water bath until I'm ready to use them towards the end. Because if I put them in there now to cook, they're gonna dissolve. And not that that's bad, it's good, but you know what? I'm gonna just put them in there so they can dissolve, and whoever survives, just be whole, be whole. You know, that I'm gonna do it like that. Wow, 'cause I don't want to do nothing super fancy. So the yuca I will put in towards the end because the yuca's already cooked. Because Sandy ate it for breakfast one day and she didn't eat it all, so I was like, you know what? Let me use that in this stew right here alongside with these potatoes. Soup, stew, whatever you want to call it, gumbo, I don't care. Something on a day that makes us feel good because you're feeling sad about some things, you know, being anxious. You know, ever since the virus, I think everybody been anxious about their financial state, you know, and sometimes that bothers her a lot. You know, it bothers me too, but, you know, I handle it in different ways. When I get upset, I start cleaning and cooking and building. You know, other people handle their anxieties in another way. You know, if I'd have known that this what they were talking about when my parents were telling, well, my mothers and grandmother were telling me to be a kid. You know, they was like, you know, be a kid while you could be a kid. And I've always tried to be a kid, but I also always had other things going on too in the back of my mind. And it's kind of hard to be a kid. You know, our family was always struggling financially. So you try being a kid and you get out here and you see your mans and them, they got things and you want those things too. So you start dibbling and dabbling. Before you know it, you out there doing no business, you know, doing things you have no business doing at a young age. You know, I'm glad that I met my wife and she got me out of some of the situations. Because there are a whole lot of things that I would not have done that I've done, and she got me out of the hood. You know, she really got me out of the hood. So I cut this in like straight up the middle, and then I turn it and cut it up the side. Now I'm gonna make these chunks out of it. I'm gonna have it on mid heat. Let me turn this water off. I'm gonna have it on mild, medium low heat for a long time. I don't know how many hours, maybe like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in this pot on low, medium heat, and it's gonna dissolve everything. I may have to add some fluid into it, maybe some water. Now remember, all the dry ingredients we put in there, we put it in the bottom, so when the dry ingredients start to bubble, it'll bubble up and through the stuff. I mean, that's just my look at it. I wish we had some of that. What's that yellow, the yellow thing? What's that called? The quiche, a squash? A squash? I wish we had some of that. Should have got some. Had some. Anyway, yeah, they taught us to cook, so we cook, and my wife got me out of the hood, you know, got my mind out of the hood. She a Southern girl, so she was born in a house, and then when her parents moved around or divorced or whatever, that's when she got thrown into the jacks, stuff like that, and then life was completely different for her when she moved to the cities. So You have to let her tell the story. She tells it better. Anyway, yeah, these women showed me their skills. Well, they didn't really show me the skills. I just peeked in, looked over their shoulder, and was just looking. Shut up. I didn't say a word. I just looked. And then one day I was like, I'm gonna cook. And they was like, you could cook? I was like, I don't know. Let me show you. I don't know. Let's see. So I get in the kitchen and I start doing my thing, and hey, it turns out really good. They be surprised. I be surprised because I be like, I didn't know that I could do that. Make them go to sleep. And the thing about soups is, soups don't taste good until the next day. It's weird. Soups taste good the next day. Like it tastes really good the next day. I don't know. Maybe it's the ingredients settling and mixing and marrying. So we're gonna use these string beans now. I should be putting them in towards the end, but I want to cut them up. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know how long these usually takes to cook. Somebody comment down below how long does this stuff take to cook. So I'm gonna break the edges off. The only reason I'm breaking the edges off because I saw I used to do them for my grandma around Thanksgiving. They use scissors. She used scissors. You just snap the ends off. Just chuck them in the pot. I could cut them in half too. In fact, let me get my scissors. This is taking too long. Like I had to show her how to cook because she didn't know how to cook. And it was like, it was kind of like a force. I forced her hand, you know, because I was in school while she was home. So I had to show her and then leave. And then she got in there and she taught herself a bunch of things. And then we have our battles where we cook. You know, she get in here and she makes that rice. She can make that rice, yo. I don't know. Maybe it's all the years of forcing her to do it. Well, not forcing her, making her, but like forcing her hand to do it because I wasn't home. And so that's enough. That's enough. And so this goes back in that shelf. And so let me show y'all the shelf. Like, so it's 2 shelves to this refrigerator. So you see that I told her to throw this out. I said throw everything out so I could wash. This girl, yo, teenagers. So this thing here, right? See, it's got the little switch with the fruits and vegetables. So you hit vegetables, and it also does it for the bottom as well. So we throw it in here, and this is the kind of rice we're going to be using because that's all we have right now. So
yellow Goya rice.
Yep, yellow Goya rice with all the seasonings and fixings in it. We're just gonna take it, dip it in here, add some water. Bada bing, bada boom, put the top on, a little oil, there we go. So we're gonna use some EB00 in there instead of that. Yeah. I had a big crush on Rachel Ray, because she could cook. She could cook her ass off. I had a big crush on her. Like, and she was kind of cute. I said was. I don't know now, but I mean, she had to be really, like, if she came here with $1 million in her hand and trench coat, she was oiled up, and she was downstairs butt-ass naked, and she told me to come on, and she had a steak in her hand, and then I would go with her if she had a steak, like some filet mignon with some salads, potatoes, something. Other than that, like, I'd be like, nah, I'd cook them over there. But if she did all that, hell yeah, like, Sammy got problems. Y'all know I'm just joking, right? But yeah, I did have a crush on Rachel Ray because I liked how she handled herself in the kitchen, and to see her doing the things that she do, like it made me taste. I taste her cooking through the TV, you know. Like I had a big crush on her. So that's how much rice we're gonna put. Is like 3 packs. And that's a small amount to our family. I'm gonna use some extra virgin olive oil in there, you know, just enough to once around. Not a whole lot, just like drizzle. So yeah, that's it. That's enough. And then we just gonna slap some water in there here. Oh, that's the 2 to 1 right here. And it's not that much, you know. You check it by, like, it's supposed to be here up to your finger, right there. That's 2 to 1. And it's my food, so, you know, that's my food. It's got the oil in there, so I'm gonna grab my spoon, my wooden spoon, and give it a stir so all the oil can mix in there. And if you feel like it's not enough, you can always take some rice.
I'm gonna get some more noodles.
There was no more noodles. That was little scrap.
What is that?
That was little scrap. Little scrap in the garbage. That was little scrap. Little scrap. Oh yeah, some regular white rice. That's jasmine rice.
And noodles.
No, we're not putting no noodles in it. And that's like that's like a third of this cup. About that much. And then she says just to press rice, and there it goes. How do you need to go up? High. Here we go. So it's on 12. It's on high pressure for 12. I don't know what that does. Auto means it's starting up. I wish y'all could smell it, y'all. I wish you could. So it's been 2 hours, and I stirred it up so it can have its look to it, and that's pretty much the done product. It was a bit soggy, but it was yellow rice. But it turned out good. It was a little overcooked or soggy. It wasn't overcooked, it was soggy. So this is the end product.
Yeah.
And a plate with a little bit of rice on the side.
And mommy is sick.
Yeah, no, she's not sick. She just not feeling good. So
No, it's not.
I don't know if I should put some more
Hello,
sauce.
guys.
I'm gonna put some more sauce in it, but this is the
Hello,
end product. And I'm gonna put some more sauce in it.